Episode 52 of The Actors Room. Welcome back, everybody. Part 2 of the just meek, little Charlie Sheen hiding in the corner. He's so innocent.
What?
It's all just a scam. It's all just something that, he's put on an act. You know when River Phoenix's brother, Joaquin, did that whole thing where he was a rapper? That's exactly what Charlie Sheen has been doing for the past 35 years. It's all an act. It's all staged.
I don't know. It's pretty believable.
Okay, anyways, getting back to reality. Here we are, part 2 into Charlie Sheen with my brother Dave, and we're going to dive into more of his movies and his life, this fucked up life that everybody seems to know about, but there might be other things you don't know about. We're going to discuss.
Yeah, there's things I didn't know, man.
Yeah, doing my research, me too. I definitely ran into things I was like, what the is this?
Right.
It's scary. Little scary. So I think we wanted to touch upon the fact that in 1994, he had his Walk of Fame star.
Oh.
Okay? And I always thought that was a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really an honor to be on the ground
absolutely.
like that. So I wanted to point that out. And then in 1995, you said you had something about the fact that it was like abuse charges were brought up to.
Well,
right?
No, in 95, that's when he was called to testify in the trial against
Okay, so this happens.
Heidi Fleiss.
The Heidi Fleiss thing is not. I don't know that much about it. I know she was like a call girl, like the head of a call girl ring.
Right.
Okay, so she was the head person, and she had like a bunch of girls that would work for her. Prostitutes. Okay?
Yes.
And I've stated in the last episode, Charlie Sheen really did enjoy the company of prostitutes.
The company.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
He said, you shell out good money, okay? They have a good time with you because you're, paying them.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get. And he says at any time, you can have sex. You get rid of all that other BS. All the game, he called it. He didn't like the game. He just wanted to go out, have a good time, and have sex.
Nothing serious.
Nothing serious. No strings.
Yeah.
Right? And he felt no shame at all with this. He felt, you know what? You're judging me right now? Fuck you. This is my life. This is how I do it. And he's never beat around the bush with it. He's never denied it. He's open to the fact he hires prostitutes. I find that very strange, but it happens. Right?
Well, of course it does.
I mean, look at that Hugh Grant. Right?
Yeah, he got busted, and he was he dating, or was he married to,
That's
Elizabeth
a good
Hurley?
point. I don't know if they were married or just dating.
Either way, Elizabeth Hurley, jeez, man.
She's beautiful.
Absolutely. Anyways,
But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
things happen.
They happen. And he's
they-
not, right.
Some guys are really into that, and Charlie Sheen is really into it.
Yeah.
And he spent nearly $53,000 a year on prostitutes through Heidi Fleiss's services.
Okay. I would say that's about right. I thought it'd be more.
That's what he said under oath.
Yeah, I would think that's about right. I thought it would be more because he's kind of addicted to prostitutes. I mean, he has many
Maybe
addictions.
he lowballed it,
Yeah, maybe he did.
but I don't know.
But this was a big deal.
Yeah, I remember it being huge.
And I also want to point out this whole Heidi Fleiss thing. Her attorney was a man named Anthony Brooklier. And it was about 5 years ago. I was supposed to write a screenplay for his father. Anthony Brooklier's father was like a big kingpin into the gangs and the mafia back in the day. And I was presented to write his life in a screenplay. And Anthony Brooklier is his son. I was on the phone with this guy many times talking about the script, and he ended up committing suicide about a year ago.
Right.
I just found that out.
It's messed up.
Doing my research on Charlie, I'm watching this Heidi Fleiss thing, and you see him, the lawyer, come walking out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Anthony Brooklier. I guess his son, Anthony's son, committed suicide a few years ago.
Wow.
And he couldn't take it.
Wow.
He couldn't deal with it, and he ended up taking his own life because of it.
Terrible.
Yeah. He also represented, what's his name? The guy who died of heroin. He was really into heroin. He was in that band you don't like. My gosh, Sour Girl.
Oh, Scott Weiland,
Scott Weiland. He was his
the
attorney as
lead
well.
singer to Stone Temple Pilots.
Yes. Yes. So he had some, pretty interesting clients.
Yeah, you could say that.
In the shit.
You could say that.
So I just wanted to note that. So moving on from the whole Heidi Fleiss thing, what do we got next?
And then in '96, his ex-girlfriend Brittany Ashland filed charges saying that he physically abused her. So he was charged with misdemeanor battery. He pleaded no contest and was given a year's suspension, 2 years probation,
Okay.
$2,800 fine.
Okay. This is a big mark against Charlie Sheen. I love his acting. I love his personality.
Yeah, this is kind of like skimming the surface now of the dark side. And
Yeah. Spousal abuse is not a laughing matter. This is not something to be taken lightly.
wasn't even a spouse, just a girlfriend. Not that
Right,
it matters. I'm
okay,
just saying, it's
right.
just
But still.
the physical abuse of a woman now starts to come into play. It may have happened before this. I
Yeah.
don't know if it did,
Right.
but this was, I think, the first thing that I found, and this is '96.
Yeah. And like I said, we love Charlie Sheen as a performer, but you hear about things like this. And him beating on a woman,
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I mean, my image of Charlie Sheen is it's not the same as it used to be back when we watched Major League and Hot Shots and Platoon and all those movies. It's tough to separate the artist from real life and who they are,
Yeah.
and some people can do that. I was talking to our one buddy about that when we were talking about Kevin Spacey and all this shit that's happening, and I think I had mentioned something about how I can't even watch Usual Suspects anymore, and he didn't have a problem with it. He's just like, I could watch anything that he's in. It doesn't affect him the way that it may affect you or me.
Right.
To how we see these people now, it's just like they're kind of tainted a little bit.
I agree.
For him, no big whoop. He's able to separate that. Just be like, I'm gonna enjoy this movie for what it is, and he's just a character. In this movie that I'm watching, he's nobody to me.
Good point. I'm sure there are people out there that boycott an actor.
Oh, of course.
Because of that.
People won't watch a Tom Cruise movie because they don't like Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
You're missing out on some good movies.
Yeah. Same with
But,
Sheen. You're missing out on something you might like.
Some of these guys, though, I mean, Tom Cruise, is he really on the same level as a Kevin Spacey?
Oh, no.
Right. He's
Right.
not.
He's not.
I mean, I understand maybe why you don't like Tom Cruise, or you know.
Right.
The Scientology thing is weird, but come on. I mean, he gives a great performance every time.
He does.
But
he does, yeah.
With someone like a Charlie Sheen, I'm sorry. I find it, as we get further into this, I think maybe people will understand where it's like, if you don't know much about Charlie Sheen, deeper than the whole Tiger Blood and all that shit, I didn't know this stuff. Did you?
I knew a little bit.
See, I didn't.
I did.
I don't really delve into celebrities' lives that much. I don't.
I do.
You know?
I dive into other things, and he's mentioned in certain things about on shows that I listen to. They delve into Hollywood stuff and how corrupt it is, how dangerous it is, and they will get into someone like a Charlie Sheen, where Kevin Spacey would come up in these things I would listen to. Like, he's a shady guy, and then when things came out about him, they're like, "Oh, told you so."
No shit.
So yeah, Charlie Sheen is brought up in allegations and just fucked up shit. And we'll get into that later, but for now,
and soon.
And, soon.
Yeah.
What else is next on your list, man?
March 20th in 1998, he suffered a stroke while overdosing on. He injected cocaine.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. How do you do that?
You liquefy it and then shoot it up.
Unbelievable.
I know some things about drugs. I thought I knew more than I did, but this I never really heard of.
Never heard of that. I mean, I guess it gives you a different kind of feeling, I guess.
That's fucked up. What happened, he was found in the seaside home by a friend.
Yeah.
And the paramedics had to give, emergency life-saving treatment, and then he was rushed to the hospital. He was in serious condition. His, stomach
It was a
had to be
big deal.
pumped,
Yeah, he had to pump his stomach. Man, so
Immediately checked into a rehab center that he probably left 5 days later.
it goes to show you how far into the shit he was when he felt that he couldn't get a good enough high sniffing coke as much as he did. He needed to inject it to feel something else.
That's
fucked up.
It is, but when you're an addict, that at the time seems normal. It's just like, okay, what's the next level?
Yeah.
And that's what's sad.
Yeah, because Charlie would say that he was the life of the party. When he would party with his friends and other actors, okay, you reach a certain point in the night or the day, whatever, where you finally pass the fuck out. He was always the last man standing.
Yeah.
And he would look at all of them and say, I didn't know it was nap time. There you go. That was Charlie Sheen right there. The guy was just on another fucking level. And that was his nickname, Charlie Sheen. There you go. Did you know that?
I did not.
That
funny.
makes
so much fucking sense.
Because that's in my notes.
I feel so dumb.
That was his nickname.
I feel like I should have done that myself. Been like
Charlie Sheen. Like it.
Yeah.
Very creative, but not really.
Not really.
It makes sense. Wow. Okay, I have noted here this film. Free Money.
I have it too.
1998 because... Why, Dave?
Marlon Brando's
He
in it.
acted with Brando, dude. That's awesome.
And I always knew of this movie with Brando, Free Money, but I did not know Sheen was in it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good. No,
Is it?
it's not.
No.
It's funny.
Brando looks like a walrus.
Oh, it's amazing with how they made him look. He's actually pretty funny in it, Brando.
Really? Well, he was pretty funny, but he never really did comedy.
No,
than,
this is one of them.
The Freshman with Matthew Broderick.
The movie itself is bad. It's stupid, and it was just one of those movies.
Dude, Brando didn't do a good movie for
like
the last 20-some years of his life.
It's notable because
30 maybe.
he acted with Brando in this movie, and it's pretty bad, but it's entertaining in a way. So if you get a chance, check out Free Money with Marlon Brando and Charlie Sheen. Other notable role, and I love this role. I think I like it better than his Ferris Bueller cameo. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, being John Malkovich?
Yeah.
What a cameo that was.
Yeah, that was good.
They're talking about John Malkovich is hearing voices, this sexy voice, and Sheen's like, oh God, that's great. I wish I had that. He's like sitting there smoking a joint. What a great, relaxing, fun.
That was a great scene,
wasn't
man.
it? Because John Malkovich is all paranoid because they're smoking weed and getting stoned. And Charlie's just sitting back. He's like, "Oh God, this is great. I wish they did that to me. You're doing fine. There's nothing wrong with you." And great cameo. And the movie itself really strange. That Charlie Kaufman guy.
Absolutely, dude. The first time I heard about the movie, I was like, "Excuse me?"
What?
And then you see it, and I'm like, "This is actually pretty good."
It's a damn good
movie.
movie.
I thought this was going to be really dumb, and it is in a sense.
Yeah. In the screen. Yeah.
It's well done. I enjoyed it.
In the screenplay, his friend is supposed to be Kevin Bacon. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. And Malkovich is like, you know who'd be better? Charlie Sheen.
No kidding.
So that's why he got that role, because Malkovich wanted him to do it.
Are they friends in real life?
Yes,
they
they're friends
are?
in real life. Yes.
I can see that.
I can too. Yeah.
I don't know much about Malkovich, but
I don't
he seems
either.
like a crazy motherfucker.
He seems like a fun guy.
Yeah,
He does.
not like in a bad way.
No,
not in a Charlie
yeah.
Sheen way.
No,
like,
no.
He just seems like fucking funny.
And very talented. He does some great work.
Yes.
Every time I watch this movie, I can't wait for that scene. I can't wait. It's my favorite part in the movie. And Charlie Sheen once again shows us just how talented he is and fun. And he is fun. That's him.
Yeah.
He likes to have fun. This
Yeah.
guy enjoys life. Okay?
Maybe too much.
Too much,
Way
and
too
it gets
much.
him into trouble. But he really does enjoy life. He loves life. I don't think he wants to die. Okay?
Doesn't seem like it.
He just, he does things that he might die. So Charlie, he's finally, I think, coming around. We'll see.
Oh, maybe we can get to that later.
Yeah, but after John Malkovich, let's see. I have the fact that he took over for Michael J. Fox, right?
Yep.
Is there something before that you
Yeah.
got? Okay.
In 2000, the movie Rated X. This is directed by his brother Emilio.
Okay.
And also starring. Now, this is a biopic of the Mitchell brothers, who were they owned their own strip club and their own porn business back in, I believe, the 70s.
Okay.
And this was, I think, like it wasn't like it wasn't in the theaters. I think it was.
It wasn't in the theaters?
No, I think it was like on
It went straight to tape? Video? Not tape.
straight to video,
Video.
possibly, but I think maybe it was like on Showtime or something like that. I don't remember.
Huh.
And fuck me for not writing that down.
Is it because of the content?
Well, sort of. I know
Okay.
the project fell through a few times. In the 90s, Sean Penn was in talks of directing this.
Okay.
This story, this true story. It's a fucked up one, too, about the Mitchell brothers. And, Penn wanted to do it, and he wanted Robert De Niro and Jack Nicholson to play the two brothers, Jim and Artie.
Wow.
But that fell through.
Okay.
And then Alec Baldwin and William Baldwin wanted to raise money to make the film, but they couldn't get enough to do it.
What's with this film? Why did so many people want to do it?
You don't know anything about the Mitchell brothers.
Okay, I don't. What was the deal?
They were, like I said, they were into, doing these porn movies and
Yeah,
shit. They got really big and rich, and
Okay.
they got all fucked up on drugs.
Uh-huh.
And the one brother shot the other brother.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. In fact,
Wow.
me and my girlfriend, we've been watching Forensic Files like crazy. There's
Okay.
so many of them.
Yeah,
and
those
there
are
is
good.
an episode about the Mitchell brothers.
Okay, so
on Forensic Files.
you've watched it.
And
Okay.
yeah, well, I mean, I've already seen Rated X.
Oh,
so
you
I knew of
did.
the movie.
Okay.
And then when that Forensic File showed up, I'm like, oh, I know this movie.
Interesting.
Oh, not movie. I mean, I know the story. The
story,
because
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
yeah.
with
Okay.
Emilio and Charlie Sheen.
Okay, I've never seen it, Dave. I'm going to tell you, I don't even think I've even heard about this movie.
Dude, the only reason I knew of this movie is because in 2000, I was
Yeah.
working at Blockbuster in New York.
Okay.
And I remember seeing the cover with them on
Okay.
it, and I'm like, man, that looks dumb.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, at times we'd get free movies.
Okay.
Like some of these VHSs that didn't sell, that
Yeah, they would just give them away.
they'd give it away to us.
All right. And this is one of them?
And this is one, and I swear it took me a while to be like, all right, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll give it a
and
try.
I actually liked it.
So it is actually good.
It's actually not bad because the story is true about these two brothers, and both of them, they did a good job.
Once again, acting together, doing a project together.
Yeah.
They may have fought in the past, and maybe that's just brothers being brothers. In a way, you and I, we don't fight. Like, never have done that. We just
No.
don't.
No,
There was
no.
one time when you were little,
Oh, God.
you would get on my nerves.
Oh, one time?
I couldn't take it. So I actually punched my brother in the face.
It was
I
great.
did. I punched him in the face. The only time I ever punched him.
And I laughed.
And our mother, actually was proud of the fact that I stuck up for myself.
Yeah. You didn't get in trouble at all.
I didn't get in trouble at all.
I deserved what I got, and my mom's probably like, it's about fucking time.
You fucking clocked him, that little bastard. Yeah, so I woke him up a little bit. You were definitely shocked. You're like, what the? I don't think you felt anything. You're
No,
just like,
it
what
was-
the? What you doing, dude?
I was laughing. I couldn't believe you did it. I was like, wow, you finally did it.
But the point I'm trying to make is that even though they fought a lot, they were still brothers.
Well, yeah, and they grew up. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they fought a lot. I'm sure they fought enough, but they were able
Yeah.
to get along.
To make a movie,
Obviously.
do it well.
Dude, you do a movie with someone, you're with each other
Oh,
all the
God.
fucking time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they fought at times, but for the most part, they were good with each other.
They work well together, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's it called? X-rated?
Rated X.
Rated X. Okay.
Good luck finding it. I'm sure it's out there.
Well,
somewhere.
you said that did you toss it? Is it gone?
Oh, I still have it.
I'll have to
It's
borrow
on
it then.
VHS though.
Oh shit! I have a.
Good luck finding a VCR.
I did find one. It's so old, Dave. I tried hooking it up the other day. I can't figure it out. I gotta buy like a certain extension or something to make it
yeah.
fucking work. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna do it, but I want to because I still have VHS stuff I like to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a TV that has like the.
Oh,
already
it's attached.
in it.
I have that too, but it doesn't work. Of course.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
Mine it works sometimes.
All right. So yeah, good point, Dave. I like that
Yeah.
you brought that up because I didn't even know about that
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Very good.
worth
So,
noting.
but okay, I was going to touch on Spin City. That's
Yeah.
a big deal. Michael
Yeah,
J.
it is.
Fox went through a lot with his disease. He couldn't continue the show, so they picked a pretty good guy to next, didn't they?
Yeah,
I mean, this will kick off his television career.
it does.
I mean, he nailed it.
He for 2 years, from 2000 to 2002,
Yeah.
he replaced Michael J. Fox. Got to be tough to do.
Yeah, you got that
I mean,
right.
That was his show.
That was his show. Very popular, very successful. And Sheen sort of picked it up, continued it.
He did.
And it was so good, I think he won a Golden Globe or an Emmy. I think it was an Emmy
For Spin City?
for Spin City, which is weird because he never won anything for A Few Good Men. I was like, he was nominated.
A Few Good Men.
I'm sorry.
Platoon.
Two and a half men.
2.5
I'm sorry. What I say? Platoon.
I thought you were.
How did that come in?
Well, I was thinking in a word for like.
Oh, okay.
An
All right,
award,
all right.
like an Oscar maybe for a platoon, and I'm
No.
like, A Few Good Men is about.
That's
The
one
army
thing
of
you
it,
should
I guess.
know about Charlie Sheen. He was never nominated for an Oscar. He doesn't feel bad about that and says that he would trade an Oscar if he ever got one if he can have one at bat in a major league game.
I heard that.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's how much this guy loves baseball.
Yeah, he says he wants to be in the almanac. That would be awesome.
Yeah, he says just to have that one official at bat.
Yeah, no matter what he did, even if he struck out, he's like,
Yeah,
I'm there
man.
forever, forever. That's how much he loved baseball. You know, dude, this is it. He has so many likable things that we find, like we can sink our teeth into.
Because I love baseball. It's my
I know.
favorite.
Is it your favorite right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
it's
for me,
surpassed football, and I know that is a very. I know I'm in a
Oh,
minority.
it's not sacrilegious,
that.
but the fact that we grew up playing baseball, we love the Indians. We grew up watching the Indians every day in the summer. My brother right now is wearing a Cleveland Indians shirt. Okay, he loves baseball. So does Charlie. And the point I'm trying to make is that he appeals to a certain amount of people. And they can sink their teeth into that about Charlie.
Right.
And him loving baseball, we can identify with that. He loves to act. He loves movies, the whole thing. We can identify with that. He's also very giving with charities, things like that. I think there was a point in one of the movies he did, 8 Men Out. They needed people in the stands as extras, so they had a contest. He volunteered to be the guy, would help with the contest, and then the prize would be Charlie would take out these group of people. He would take them out to lunch.
No shit.
So this is the
Yeah, I've heard that too. That he's
Yeah.
very charitable. Like he gives money out to his friends if they need it.
Yeah.
He says he spends more money on his friends than himself. Maybe not the drugs
And prostitutes.
and prostitutes. You put that aside. If you deduct all of that money.
And this too, gambling.
Yeah.
We might get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that
Whoa,
later.
that was a problem. But okay.
Yeah, we'll move on from
Spin City.
this. Spin City in so that was from 2000 to 2002.
Yeah.
And in between that, in 2001, he started dating Denise Richards.
Mm-hmm.
And then Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Anywho.
What did you say? I didn't catch it.
I didn't say anything. I was just Denise Richards.
Oh yeah, I thought maybe you said her name wrong, but no, that's relationship. You mean
that and her, the way she looks.
Oh, now no,
Yeah?
not so much.
I haven't seen what she looks like now.
Oh boy, she did not age well.
No kidding.
I think being with Charlie took some lives. I'm not lives, but years.
Right.
Or lives.
Maybe.
If she
more.
had 9, she has about maybe 1 or 2 left.
That's too bad.
She doesn't.
Well,
she was.
that
You're right
happens.
though. She
Back
was
in the day.
beautiful.
So gorgeous.
I mean, that movie that they
Wild
did.
Things.
Wild Things. Interesting.
Mm-hmm,
Wild Thing. But yeah, she was beautiful in that movie. And there was a big upswell for her back in the time.
Yes.
I mean, all the guys fawned over Denise Richards. So did Charlie Sheen,
And
of course.
he did. And they ended up getting married in June of 2002.
They did, yeah.
So, because of Spin City, though, CBS was so impressed that they got him involved for a show called, I don't know,
Oh, what's it called, Dave?
Two and a Half Men.
Never heard of it. Oh.
So,
This is quite an historic thing because it's popular, okay? It's a good show. It's a great show. And you're finding out that Sheen is sustaining a television career. Also being a heavy drug user, everything else that he's doing in his life. And you kind of get to see it in the progressions of that show. Just he's slipping. He's looking kind of sick sometimes. Did you get that?
right. And the show Two and a Half Men was on from 2003 to,
Like 2009, was it?
for Sheen,
I think it was about when did he have that breakdown? Was it 2010? 11. So it must have been
think.
around that time. So 2011. That was a
Yeah.
long time.
For his run. And then it ran with Kushner.
Which was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't watch
Horrible.
much of it, so I can't really speak of
Yeah,
it.
good luck taking his place.
Yeah,
It just didn't
and I like
happen.
Ashton.
Yeah, he's okay. I
I
like
still don't
him.
know how to pronounce his last name.
Ashton Kutcher?
Kushner.
Is it Kushner or Kuchner? I don't think it's Kuchner. I think it's
Kushner?
Kushner. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean this. like he at the beginning of this show, it seemed to be like he was sober and with it.
In a
And
way,
as it
in a sense,
progressed,
yeah.
As the show and years went on,
Yeah.
he started going down this downward spiral.
I think so too. You
But
can
I
see
have
it.
John Cryer
Yeah,
is in this,
of course.
which we had mentioned in the previous, but
I really like
everyone
him.
really knows already.
I really like him. By the way.
Me too.
Yeah,
As a performer as well as a person.
a person as well. Yes, I agree.
I had mentioned in the one podcast about the best supporting roles or whatever.
That's right.
That
Was it
he has
Pretty
the
in Pink?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has that memoir. It's called So That Happened.
yeah.
And I highly recommend it. Now, I listened to it. He had the audio, and I loved it. He's fucking great.
Okay.
But if you want to read it, go ahead. But I prefer the audio. It was great.
You get more. You get more out of them. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
He did a great job narrating his own book.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of knew how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I have a quote here.
Go for it.
This is great. So one day during the very first season of 2.5 Men, and this is from his book. I'm going to read it.
And this is Cryer.
This is Cryer reading.
Okay. Very good.
He's like, I got a knock on my trailer door. It was Charlie. My trailer was next to his. Stop that.
I'm just doing a little special.
We don't need special
Oh,
effects.
okay. Continue.
Okay, so he said, I got a knock on the trailer door. It was Charlie. My trailer was next to his. And he seemed panicked. He says, dude, I need your help. Sure thing, I said, and ended my cell phone call I was on. What's going on? He handed me a heavy shopping bag. He says, Denise is coming over, and I need you to hide something for me.
No.
He's like, oh boy.
Oh shit! What is this?
He's like, if this is drug paraphernalia, and then he's like, is it legal? I asked. What? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's legal.
Oh.
And hey, thanks. He left, and I had to look. I mean, by legal, he meant barely legal. The bag was filled to the brim with porn.
Oh my god! He loves porn. He did say that. He loves to watch porn. He likes prostitutes. He loves porn. He hired porn stars to have sex with him. Did you know that?
I did not, but I'm not
Yes.
surprised.
Okay. He would watch them and then go, I'll have sex with her. They all have a price.
Oh, of course.
These porn stars, most of them anyway, will have sex with you if you have enough money.
Of course.
So that's what he would do. So he had this whole bag of porn.
Right.
Well, it's not legal. It's not illegal. I guess it depends on what kind of porn
It's not illegal. And
No.
yeah, Cryer looked through and he's like,
Oh,
I have to see what Charlie Sheen is into. And he's like, and it wasn't anything weird. You
Oh,
know?
okay. All right.
He's like, it was your normal stuff. Like,
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
nothing unusual.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
I never
and
knew
I'm
that.
telling you, like, Cryer's book is full of this kind of stuff. So
With, like,
yeah,
Sheen?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he talks a lot about his, pink, like, Pretty in Pink. And all
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
But I mean, a lot of it is
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
Well, that was
a lot of it.
That's the
'Cause
reason
that's
why.
a big part of his
yeah.
career.
I mean, John Cryer really wasn't known that well before. People knew of him.
Yeah, he was big in the 80s. He
was.
Not big, but he was known.
He was known. But, I mean, 2.5 Men put him on the map. There's no doubt about
I mean,
it.
it was great.
And him and Sheen had great chemistry, obviously. And I also want to note that because it was such a success, Charlie Sheen became the most his salary.
Highest paid actor.
Yeah.
By 2011, he was making $1.8 million an episode.
Almost $2 million an episode. I mean, didn't like the cast of Seinfeld get ridiculous at one point with their salaries? But
Yeah, I don't know
nothing
what
like this.
I don't know what that was.
I don't either,
As
but-
well as Friends and
Yeah,
you
they
know,
did too because it
but-
was so successful. But,
whoa, 1.8 million an episode.
that
is
is
impressive.
That's ridiculous. Obviously, the guy's good because they don't pay you that unless the ratings are phenomenal.
And they
okay.
were.
And he will give an interview a few years later after his breakdown and talk about A Few Good Men. He has nothing but high things to say about it.
Not A Few Good Men, god damn it.
Oh, I keep saying that.
I don't. You love that movie.
I do love that
apparently.
movie.
Now, who doesn't?
2.5 Men. All right,
Two
sorry.
and a Half Men.
But anyways, the Kushner one. I'm sorry, I did that. I apologize.
fine.
And plus, I'm making the fake knocking. I'm getting on Dave's nerves. All right. Anyways, Sheen actually says that he's fond of the show and he wanted to continue it if it was possible. It was never going to happen.
No way.
But he was open to the idea. But the interviewer made a great point. He said, 2 years after you left the show, okay, your reruns have a better rating than the current show.
No shit.
Yes. So there you go. Obviously, the guy knew what he was fucking doing. He was good at it. Great TV actor, as long as very good cinema actor as well. My voice just went down there.
I noticed that. You lost it.
It lost it. It went away. All right. So I think that's what the 2.5 Men. I said it right. I'm so proud of me.
There you go. And
I think now we got to talk about his breakdown, right?
Then, yeah. Well, let's just kind of talk about his relationship with Denise Richards.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Because in 2003, 2004. So, okay, in 2003, Denise Richards became pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And when they found out the sex of the baby, Sheen was furious that it was a girl.
Yeah, I heard that. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to kind of delve into some of the dark and
not so good things,
grimy, disgusting things about Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
So when she gave birth,
Well, I want to point out he wasn't around to help her with anything during the pregnancy.
He wanted her to have an abortion.
Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to mention that, but that did come up.
Allegedly, he wanted her to have an abortion.
Fuck.
So, so from the get-go, this relationship is already off the rails.
It's breaking down.
And, Sheen, they had a lot of arguments because Sheen did not want her to vaccinate the baby.
He's against vaccinations. Yeah.
So this was a huge problem.
It is.
And
Charlie.
this is where if we want to kind of get into the declaration of Denise Richards.
Oh, boy.
Because that's kind of where my notes leave off because there's so much to this story of
There is. And you brought up the fact that he wanted her to have an abortion. I read that, and if it's true, just because he didn't want a girl, he wanted to abort the child. That's number one. That's bad stuff. He didn't participate in any of the pregnancy, like going to the doctor. He was more involved with gambling at this point in his life than having a child. And then when she had her second child, he was like, I don't know. But there were periods where he did care. But we do want to get into this declaration. This is a court document by Denise Richards. She wanted to put some information about Charlie into court documents because she wanted, well, let's just put it this way. She didn't want Charlie around the kids. And do we want to get into the reasons why in this? Because I see that Dave printed it out. He's got it in front of him.
I have what's most of this declaration from Denise Richards. I think it's I have 13 pages here.
I think it's about 17.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. You sent this to me, but it wasn't all of it.
Okay.
So there was a lot of abuse, according to her. Mm-hmm. He was violent. He was threatening. He was threatening her life.
Yeah. Her family as well.
And her family.
Okay. Yeah. Threaten the family as well.
So yeah, there was a lot of that, in this declaration of hers.
Mostly, the abuse wasn't so much him hitting her. I think he did hit her, but it was mostly verbal abuse. A lot of yelling.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much hitting. I don't.
Oh, I know. Right.
From what I read here, it seemed to be more of like a push or a shove, which isn't right either.
No, it's not.
It's different from hitting.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say. And that this happened multiple times.
Well, there was one time she was holding her daughter, a baby, and he pushed her.
Yes.
While holding the baby.
Fucking what the fuck, man?
That's fucked up. If that's true. Now, mind you, okay, this is Denise Richards saying these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tend to believe a lot of what she's saying. I don't want to, but it seems legit, most of it.
It seems pretty legit to me.
If she's making it up, it's pretty fucked up in its own right.
Right.
I don't see why she would be.
Why would she do this? If she felt that, okay, I don't want this guy around my kids because I think he's dangerous. Mm-hmm. Drug use. He cares more about gambling than us. He would, even at this time, he was still seeing prostitutes, okay? That's what she says. He would go away for a while get a hotel room, have his fun, and then come back. But although all of these things upset her, there was, I think, and Dave might disagree with me, but the number one thing that concerned her the most was she found sites on his computer of porn, and it was young kids. I don't know the ages.
Let's not say kids.
Okay. Young adults. I want to say, if she's concerned about this, I would think probably around 14 years old. If she's concerned. I know that if I brought up a site my wife was looking at and there were guys, and I'd be like, all right. But if I saw little boys, I would be like, hold on.
No, you hold on.
Okay.
Don't say little boys.
All right.
Let's not do that.
Okay.
Because I'm going to read this here. This is from what she says.
Okay.
So this is in December of 2005. They took a vacation to Barbados.
Right.
And during this time, they were already kind of separated, on the brinks of a divorce, as it is.
Right.
Why they would go on this vacation,
I know
this
why.
is a fucked up relationship.
I know
already.
why. She wanted to get him alone and talk about this. This concerned her. Not just the gambling too, okay, and all the other stuff, but the main focus of conversation was these porn sites. This is what bothered her.
Okay.
And he said, what did he say?
No, there's nothing that he says.
Oh, okay.
Here.
I thought that she...
Of course not. This is all... Well,
what she says that he said.
What she says here is, like, prior to the trip, I learned that the respondent, Sheen, was accessing gay pornography sites, which I found even more disturbing because I felt that the boys looked underage.
Underage!
Yeah. And what I said is, it's tough to determine. We don't know what she thinks is underage. If you're looking at...
Common sense, Dave.
No.
Yes?
If you're looking at porn of an 18-year-old,
yeah,
they may look underage. And I'm not trying to offend. I'm just trying to put this into a perspective of, like, underage to someone. Like, we were talking not long ago how it's really hard to determine how old somebody is these days. You see someone in high school, sometimes, oh my God, you look like you're in college. You see... You go out to a bar and you see someone drinking a beer and be like, wow, you don't look like you're old enough to drink a beer.
Okay, and I'm telling you, Denise Richards has been around. She's not a moron. And if she felt that these underage, I think she felt they were underage. A dangerous thing. She would make a big deal if she run into a porn site with someone that looked, young, but of age enough to make a porn. She was concerned because these sites, I think, were illegal. Or not right.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Okay. I'm just saying it's also possible that they were not
kids,
underage.
Like kids.
Right.
You mean?
You don't want to use the word kids because when you think of kids, you think of a 6-year-old.
I'm not thinking that young. I'm thinking
not saying,
young teenagers.
Possibly.
Inappropriate.
And then what I also...
Okay.
And I mentioned this to you earlier. If this is true and there's this court...
Yes.
This is... And if a judge saw this... and this was true, Charlie Sheen would be investigated and brought down just like Jared from Subway.
Right, and that's a good point because if this was true, wouldn't they do that?
I would think so.
And did they do it and they found nothing? So is she just making all of this up?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That is the point of question here. How truthful is this document? Because I'll tell you something, folks, this is real. This is a real document. I checked it out. The law firm exists. The address on it, although yours is blacked out, the one I read, there's an address on there. And this place is real. This is a real law firm. This is no bullshit. So I guess the point of question is how truthful this is. Bear in mind, this is a court document. And if Denise Richards is lying on a court document, which this is from her. She put herself into this. No one came up to her and said, we want to talk about Charlie Sheen. We need your, words on paper. This is her. She's putting herself out there to lie? Why would she do that?
To get custody of her kids.
But if she's found lying, she could be prosecuted for that.
Well, that's if Charlie Sheen wanted to sue her for it.
But he doesn't.
Why would he?
Because all this would come out. So why would he sue her?
But it's already out there.
I just don't understand how this didn't go any further.
I don't know either, and that's why I don't think it's true.
Okay.
Because if it was, dude, he'd be in jail or there'd be some sort of fucking trial.
Or does he know people? Does he have dirt on people, Charlie Sheen?
Maybe. And I wouldn't be surprised of that either.
In this document, she makes reference to the fact she brought up one of his ex-girlfriends that died, and she was very suspicious about how she died. She brought it up and asked him about it. You know that ex-girlfriend, what happened to her? Did you have anything to do with that? And then what he said, what this is from her, no comment. And then he said again, no comment. And she was scared.
How did she die?
I did not look into. I think it was a drug overdose. Okay?
Well,
That can happen.
yeah, that could have happened, and I mean, he was probably partying with her, and it happened. Why the fuck would he
But-
want to talk about it?
If she says, did you have anything to do about it? And his response is no comment, that's weird.
Well, let's put it this way. If
He's
you're
threatening her.
No, if you're what?
He's threatening her by saying no comment, by not denying it, by saying, no, I didn't do
Yeah.
that.
Well,
You're crazy.
Well, it doesn't mean he killed her.
You're
but
crazy, woman.
It could have been as simple as he's doing drugs with this woman,
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
and she dies. He probably felt responsible.
Okay. I guess I can see that, but in this context of when they're arguing, I don't know if that's playing into that. It's two people arguing, going, boy, that your old girlfriend died. How did that happen? Were you involved with that? And him saying, no comment, bitch.
Yeah,
No
well,
comment.
Who knows how it went down?
But you know, I think my context makes a little bit more sense than, oh, did you happen to have anything to do? No comment. I feel kind of bad about that. Come
Well,
on.
dude,
Come on, Dave.
We can't sit here and fucking speculate how the hell
But
it fought.
I think that you kind of have a little bit of rose-tinted glasses on.
No.
I do.
No.
I do. I really do. You're kind of seeing it in a way as like, oh, I get your point. You don't want to make accusations if they're not true. This is very big with you, and I get that. But you sometimes got to go with your gut on some things.
No,
And reading this is not good. It's not good.
yeah, I don't know.
It looked a little covered up to me too. This was not easy to find, by the way. I mean, you can find it.
You have to search properly. You have
You
to
do.
be like Charlie Sheen, or if you type Denise Richards,
Right. Like declaration.
you can find it on
Yeah.
multiple sites.
Right.
But I think it's a little weird. The time that we're living now, something like this, that's headlines. You know,
Yeah.
that's where I don't understand. If it is true, everybody would know about it.
Yeah. Well, how it got buried, I don't know how it happened. People know about it. I mean, that's how I found out. People talk about
Yeah,
this.
it was. You know, when last November when it came out that he had possibly raped Corey Haim, it was on Twitter. Someone brought this up.
Oh,
They
so
did
you did know about that?
They did a screenshot,
Okay.
and I didn't know about it up until just the other day.
Oh, okay. So through your research, you found out about it. Okay.
I mean, I don't follow everybody on Twitter.
No, I don't
Unless
either.
You're talking baseball. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. So you didn't know
But
about
no,
this. Okay.
Only through research, someone did tweet out a screenshot of this declaration
Okay.
from Denise Richards about the whole gay porn thing, and
Right.
it didn't hold water. I mean,
Yeah.
you would
They
think
didn't.
something like that would be making headlines.
You would
if
think.
it were true.
If they were true. Okay.
That's just how I feel.
Okay. I mean,
And
good
it-
point,
And
Dave.
if it is true, though,
Oh boy.
that means only in the future we're gonna find out more. I mean,
You may not.
it's even shocking
You may
that
not.
he's into gay porn. It just doesn't seem like the type that he is.
I don't.
But I don't know.
I don't
mean,
get that.
Yeah,
But hey,
I don't get it either. Like when Spacey, I get that. I wasn't surprised
No.
at all.
No.
When it came out, I was like, yeah,
Okay. Got
he
it. Got
kinda-
it.
he kind of has those mannerisms, and he's kind of
Yeah, sure.
feminine.
He did.
And it doesn't matter. That
No,
really has
doesn't
nothing
matter.
to do with it.
No.
But
that never affected how I felt about Kevin Spacey. The fact he was gay had nothing.
No. I mean, I'm talking like whether they act kind of feminine or not.
Oh, okay.
Look at Marlon Brando.
Yeah. He was
had
bisexual.
he had sex with men. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would think he's kind of masculine in a sense.
Oh, absolutely.
You wouldn't exactly
Same,
assume he
yeah.
would be gay.
Same with James Dean.
You know, not all of us have really good radar.
Gaydar.
Gaydar.
Mine
Well,
is pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, if he's into that, that's fine.
Yeah,
But if it's
whatever.
underage, that's a whole other fucking issue to where it's like,
It's not good.
I'm sorry, I would think the courts would have to investigate that further
Yeah.
and
they
bring him
didn't.
down.
And they
It's
didn't.
against the law.
So maybe we'll take the stance of there are some things in that declaration that may not be true. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move on from that declaration because
Yeah.
it's a very heated, obviously. It's a heated issue.
Well,
Because we agree on a lot of stuff for most things anyway.
yeah.
So even having a conversation with my brother about this, you could tell we both have strong opinions about it.
And maybe I just don't want to believe it.
I think that's it too.
And maybe that's part of it, but I also believe in concrete evidence against someone's word, as well as the fact that this came out in what fucking year was this? Like
2008, 2007,
7?
something like that. About 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time
It
ago.
is. Yeah.
And it's like, if this was actually true, this would almost be common knowledge. Tiger blood wouldn't even fucking mattered.
Yeah, you would think, and Dave made a great point that they would investigate, they would raid his computer, you know?
It seems like that's what would happen. So if there's any law students out there, I mean,
Right.
we don't know.
Yeah, let us know what the process is, like what would happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't know, and if you have knowledge, please educate us. Sometimes we need some education. So want to go ahead and we're going to continue on with something else.
Okay, something else.
This is something else.
Well, in late of 2000, that's when the divorce between the two got finalized.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, in May of 2008, he marries Brooke Mueller. Brooke Mueller was born on August 19th, 1977.
Oh wow, so she's 1 year younger than me.
Yeah.
Good birthday.
Isn't that weird? I saw that and I had to jot it down.
Nice, Dave.
Someone has a birthday coming up soon and shares
Yeah.
it with Brooke Mueller.
There you go.
Charlie Sheen's ex-wife.
Happy birthday, Brooke.
That's right, folks.
Couple
this
of
marriage,
weeks.
This marriage doesn't work out either.
No way, really? Charlie's so, monogamous and everything. How can it not work out? Such a
Sorry.
sweet guy.
Sorry to ruin it. Spoiler alert.
But they had twin sons together.
They do. And my next note here is on Christmas of 2009. Sheen was arrested for assaulting Brooke in Aspen, Colorado. So he's charged with, hold on. Yeah, felony menacing as well as third-degree assault and criminal mischief. So he pled guilty to misdemeanor assault as part of a plea bargain that included dismissal of the other charges against him. So he was sentenced to 30 days in a drug rehab center and 30 days probation.
Okay.
And 36 hours of anger management, which is funny.
Wow, yeah, because he
But
will.
not.
Yeah, not. Yeah, he really needed anger management. With his relationships,
Yeah, more...
Jesus Christ.
The rehab is probably the most important thing, which he seems to not do well at. He doesn't seem to stick around with it.
Yeah, and I want to bring up his dad for a minute here because I think his dad really was rooting for his son big time. He saw the good in Charlie, but Charlie just wasn't the guy that Martin wanted him to be. And he tried so hard to get him on the right path, and I think that Charlie treated him like shit. I really believe that.
I
do.
believe that.
I saw an interview with Burt Reynolds the other day talking about Charlie Sheen. And he goes, I'm pretty good friends with Martin. We came into business together. We spent some time together. I have nothing but high respect for Martin Sheen, and I feel sorry for him. And the interviewer's like, oh okay. You feel sorry for Martin? He goes, of course I do. The things he's had to deal with his son, Charlie.
Oh, wow.
I feel so... And she goes, well, you feel sorry for Charlie too, right? And he's like, no, I don't feel sorry for Charlie. What he's done on his own.
Wow.
Okay? And he has made his father and mother very unhappy. And he explained further that, okay, this business is crazy. Especially when you first start, you have all this temptation and there are choices you make. And obviously he has made some bad choices. Gotta live with it.
Yeah.
And in the process, he has just put his parents and family through the ringer. Not just himself.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I wanted to point that out. So continuing on with this Brooke Mueller thing, and he does anger management.
Yeah.
And what else happened there?
Yeah, well, and then in October 2010, this is when he trashes the hotel room,
Yeah.
costing $7,000 worth of damage.
Yeah.
And apparently there was a a naked prostitute or porn star. I'm not sure which one it was that was
Okay.
locked in the closet.
Whoa.
I don't know if she locked herself in there because she was scared,
Oh,
or if he
God.
locked her in there. But
She was locked in a closet, though. That's what they say.
yeah, well,
That's weird.
yeah,
That's very... And she was naked, locked in a closet?
that.
Okay.
My God,
What a
well,
visual.
when someone is doing $7,000 worth of damage,
He probably went off in that room. Just destroying everything.
I would like to see if there's photos out there of what that room looked like.
Yeah.
Because
And this is a little off topic, but I saw a clip, and I don't even know if this clip is true or staged or not, but they showed Johnny Depp arguing with his either girlfriend or wife. It was maybe 5-6 years ago. And just watching him, and this is why I think it's real, he's drunk. He took like the biggest wine glass I've ever seen. This thing was huge. And he took a wine bottle, poured like the fucking whole bottle. It fit into this wine glass. He like pours it. He takes it, he rips it, and something like pours out, and he starts guzzling it. And then they're arguing, and he's like beating on the refrigerator door. He's like slamming it. Like he was pissed. He beat like the drawers and all the stuff in the kitchen. He was like slamming it, and you could tell that he was in a fit of drunken rage.
Wow.
And it's kind of scary to watch that because he
Yeah.
didn't know he was being recorded. The story is that Johnny Depp, the girl he was with, she recorded it on her phone and had
wow.
it sitting on the counter. So he didn't know he was being recorded. You got to see a glimpse into the life of Johnny Depp kind of going off in a drunken rage. So like you said, you can only imagine Charlie Sheen just drunk, stoned, high on whatever, destroying shit. It's a scary thing. And you're right, Dave. She might have locked herself in there because she was scared.
Fuck yeah.
He might have picked her up.
I'm getting out of the way of this flying lamp.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure this has happened before too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where he's destroyed hotel rooms.
I'm sure it has.
It just, I don't think all of them get publicized. This one did.
Yeah.
Big deal, $7,000 worth of damage. Great job, buddy. Fit of rage. A lot of rage in this man.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is all alcohol and drug induced.
Okay.
It has to be. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde story there.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily, I've never. Maybe a few times have drank so much to where you kind of lose control, maybe, and you're not yourself.
Yeah, do you think that's what happens to Charlie? He's just not himself?
As well as Johnny Depp in that story.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you're just like, this is not me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when you're an addict like that, it kind of takes over, and you're kind of like that all the time.
Because you're pretty much using all the time.
Yeah, and you're out of your fucking mind.
It's so sad. When you really think about it, it is so sad.
Well, yeah.
It really is. You're not only destroying everybody around you, you're just destroying yourself, your body. Your insides are a mess. They gotta be just a mess in there. That's why we said, I can't believe he's still alive.
He's still ticking.
Wow. All right. Any next notes you got there about this?
Well,
sad stuff, man. It really is.
And this is where we get to the epic meltdown.
Okay.
In February of 2011.
This is the big deal.
This is where he starts making bizarre statements in television interviews.
Crazy shit.
Suggesting that he's a warlock with tiger blood.
Yes.
Adonis blood DNA.
Adonis DNA. He thinks he's something special. Like, he has special blood that other people don't have. He sees himself as like a higher being. And he also calls himself a Vatican assassin. I don't know what that means. But I guess there's Vatican assassins somewhere in Charlie's mind. The interviews he gave were just so off the wall weird. He was definitely not, if he was on something at that time, but he was using shortly before that. When you see him in interviews, do you have any notes about the fact of his behavior?
I think he claimed that he was on some sort of steroids that were causing him to act like that.
He mentioned something about a hormone cream.
Maybe that was it. Yes, that sounds more familiar.
What the hell is that?
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Who knows what he was on? He was probably doing crack. I don't know.
Yeah, he was definitely doing crack.
We've all seen these interviews, and we all watch like, holy shit, this guy's gonna die tomorrow.
Right, and he will state in his own words, he has tried everything except heroin. He said at the age of 10, he made the decision that he would never try heroin, and to this day claims he never did it. Only thing he has never done. He felt that if he tried heroin, he would never stop. He would do
I'm
it
sure he would.
every day.
Yeah, if he had gone down that path, he would not be alive. He would have died a long time ago.
I think you're right. He would not have lasted past his 40s. Maybe that, not even that.
And to kind of, in an interview in 2017, Sheen actually kind of talked about his meltdown.
Yeah.
Which I found interesting because I was hoping to find something that's like, what
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah,
does
yeah.
he think of this now?
Right.
So he says, in quotes, it's fun to kind of watch sometimes, but also just a little bit cringeable. Like, dude, what the hell is that? I was doing way too much testosterone cream, which you're right.
There you go.
Trying to get the old libido up. It metabolizes into basically a roid rage. That whole odyssey that was basically an accidental roid rage, but there's some good quotes that came out of it, right?
Oh, there was, though. It showed maybe a side of him, too. His improv. I want to kind of get into this acting thing. He was good at that stuff. Like, just coming up with all this weird stuff. The things that he would say were so off the wall, like improv-wise.
It was,
coming up
man.
with these things. They were really strange. And I also want to point out this time, and I thought this was significant. He, at one point, lived with 3 goddesses.
Yeah.
Okay, they were actually in the interview he gave. Was it 2020?
Oh, I don't know what station it was.
It was a big interview.
Yeah, right.
They went in his house,
Mm-hmm.
and he was living with 3 other women.
It didn't last long. It was like for a month or something.
Oh, okay.
it was like a month
really?
or 2, if that.
Dude, that's fucking weird. I'm sorry.
Dude, you're Charlie Sheen. We already said he buys porn
God.
stars.
These women, what are they thinking?
Dude, they don't give a fuck. They're getting high with Charlie Sheen for a couple months. They probably had, for the most part, the time of their life.
But you know what's disturbing about this, though? And you may laugh about it. The kids were around this shit. His kids, his twin boys, I saw them. They were in the interview. And they asked the girls, well, you were like a mother figure to the kids? And
Wow.
And they're like, well, I like to think so, but you know, we just like hanging out. I take them here. Dude, it was disturbing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't apologize.
I'm sure Brooke was seeing red at this shit.
Well, Brooke was also a drug addict.
Okay.
She was an addict of some sort herself.
Okay.
So she had her own problems.
She had her
was
own demons.
She was in and out of rehab herself.
Good God. Great parents.
So those poor kids.
I feel sorry for the kids mostly.
Yeah.
I know he's upset his family and done damage to his body and all that shit. But when you start getting the kids in the mix and going back to the Denise Richards thing, that's what she felt too. Okay? For the most part, I think Denise Richards didn't get too much into the drugs. Okay?
Nothing that I read.
I didn't either. I think that she wasn't
don't
into
know.
that shit. And she wanted to get her kids as far away as possible
Yeah.
from this situation. God, Dave, this is some fucked up shit. What's next?
Yeah, well,
God damn it.
shortly after this meltdown, and I have a quote from Martin Sheen.
Great, go for it.
In which we kind of mentioned before, he is a recovering, I
Yeah.
believe, alcoholic.
Yeah.
I don't think he was into drugs.
I don't either. No.
But he,
alcohol.
in this meltdown, he had to speak of it. So he's like, the disease of addiction is a form of cancer. You have to have an equal measure of concern and love and to lift them up. So that's all we can do for him.
Okay. And I'm glad you brought that up because that interview they played for Charlie Sheen in an interview that he was giving. And they wanted his reaction from that. Do you know what he said? I don't fucking care what they say. And they have no business judging me. Now, right there, I don't like it.
That's why Burt Reynolds is like, I don't feel sorry for Charlie Sheen.
Maybe Burt knows about that. The fact
I'm sure
that
he does.
Charlie just cares about himself most of the time. Or when he's in that certain state.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another thing. It brings it back to the addiction where there's this other person talking.
Yeah.
There's two of them.
Yeah.
There's the good Charlie Sheen and then the fucked up, crazy,
Charlie Sheen.
on drugs, drinking Charlie Sheen.
Wow.
So it's like you're not sure which one maybe you're talking to at times, or maybe you do, with what he says.
I wonder what Emilio. I didn't find too much about what he feels about this, his opinions. I think he just cares.
He probably is staying out of it as far as the public.
I think he is.
Yeah. Whatever personal private conversations they have. I'd love to know what those are.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure they're fascinating.
I'm sure.
If anybody really truly knows Charlie the best or most, maybe Emilio.
Yeah, but I don't know how close he is with was it
Ramon? Yeah.
And then his sister Renee.
Renee.
I don't. They're probably close. Who knows what kind of conversations they've had? I'm sure they were at the interventions.
A recent interview I saw of him, they asked him what he's been doing lately, and he said that he just recently went to his mom's birthday party at their house. So, I mean, he's still around the family, even all the shit that he's done in the past and said about them. I think maybe they have just come to the conclusion that's just Charlie. And they deal with it because that's their son. They'll always be behind him no matter what. And I guess, you know what? That's good. That's what parents should do no matter what.
Yeah, but you gotta. How do they not whip him into shape somehow or talk some sense into him?
You just can't. You can't talk sense into him.
No, I don't think you can.
No. And I think they realize that. I think at this point, they're just there for him if he wants them to be a part of his life. So that's it. That's it. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on with Charlie Sheen?
Well, there's a lot, actually.
Oh, is there? Okay.
I mean, in the timeline here, in March of 2011, that's when he's got fired from 2.5
Oh, shit, there is more to talk about. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that happened. So he's been fired.
Yeah, and this is after. Now, he got fired and then he had the meltdown? Or was he had the meltdown and then he got fired?
He had the meltdown. It was shortly after that.
He got fired. Okay, because he made comments about
in February, he had those crazy interviews.
Okay.
Then he attacked Chuck Lorre, who was the creator of 2.5 Men.
2.5 Men, yeah.
And that's when it all went to shit. You can't fucking salvage that relationship.
No.
So after that, he has no job. So what does he do, Jeff?
What? I don't know. What does he do?
On April 2nd, he began his nationwide tour of My Violent Torpedo of Truth. Defeat is not an option.
What is this?
You remember this?
No.
Oh
what
my
the fuck
God.
are you talking about?
He went on tour.
Okay.
He was even here in Cleveland.
Okay.
And put on this ridiculous show of basically improv shit that was... I don't even know what he talked about. It was ranting and raving. At points, it was like he was trying to preach.
I kind of remember a little bit about this, but it seemed pretty fucking stupid, so I didn't even give it attention.
One critic overheard someone say on their way out, "Dude, that was seriously the worst thing I've ever witnessed."
See?
Halfway through the New York's Radio City show, a drunk crowd began to chant, "You suck."
Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Okay, yeah. I think I blocked it out. Stupid.
Was an epic failure.
He tried to do something a little different after his meltdown. Wow. How long did he do that?
I don't know. I know he was it started in Detroit, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he was here. He was in New York. I'm not sure what the tour was all over.
It probably didn't last long. Obviously, man.
It was pretty bad.
It's a bad thing.
And then May of 2011, Brooke Mueller and Sheen are officially divorced.
Okay, right.
So,
continuing on.
And to be honest, from that point, the next thing I have is in November of 2015, he publicly reveals that he's HIV positive.
And that, I don't think any of us were surprised at that statement. He has HIV. Wow. Really?
Positive.
It's like, okay, I'm not surprised. And of anybody getting HIV positive, it's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him, of course.
He reportedly has slept with over 5,000 women.
I think it's more than that.
It could be. It could be.
I think he's being very modest.
God, 5,000 I don't even know 5,000 people.
Most people do not know 5,000 people. I mean,
we're not celebrities either.
But that's the thing.
We're not.
I mean, he probably had 2-3 at a time. I mean,
of course.
You know, group sex, all that stuff. He delved with all that. So 5,000 women, unprotected sex, drug use, sharing things. Yeah. It's gonna happen, and
so
it did.
I mean, in 2015, that's when he came out that he says he had it. He knew it 4 years previously.
It was 4, yeah.
And in that, a source indicates that he had sex with over 200 partners at that time.
That's what I had too. Yeah.
For the love of God.
Now he claims that he let them know that he had AIDS, or I'm sorry, HIV, before they had sex.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, I don't believe him.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
Okay, and it's really fucked up to think how many people he may have infected. Okay, it's fucked up. I hope it's not true. I hope it was true that he told him, listen, I am HIV positive. I'm putting on a big fucking condom. You're putting on whatever you got to put on, and we're going to have sex. How can you have sex with somebody that you know has HIV?
I don't.
How fucked up is that?
I don't know, man.
I've read up on people that they get a thrill out of having sex with people with HIV. There are people out there that is part of their sexual drive. Is having, it's called dangerous sex.
Oh my God.
It gets people off. So maybe he would find these people? I don't know. But, I mean, it is possible. You find these people. I mean, all these websites now, he's very into his computer, and he will do these things. So, very disturbing stuff. And, 5,000 women. Yeah. And he's, and like you said, Dave, it's been since 2018. Been about 3 years. He's still going strong. I saw him in an interview, and he looks better today than he did 10 years ago.
He is apparently taking a lot of. There's some sort of medication that he's taking. It's not even like.
It's not okayed or.
Yeah, I don't think right. It's not approved or anything.
Right.
And it's almost to the point where he doesn't even have HIV anymore.
What?
It's almost to that point to where
incredible.
I think he does. It's just this medication.
It's really knocking it out.
Flushes it out or does something to it. He takes it every day.
Wow.
That basically doesn't have it anymore.
So that can't be cheap. It helps to be a billionaire. Oh, not billionaire. He's a millionaire.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't know about anymore.
He has some financial problems right now.
I saw a site that said that he's worth like 150 million, and then I saw another site that said he's worth 2 million. So I don't think anybody knows how much money he really has, because he hasn't been working like he used to. So I'm sure the money's dwindling. It's gotta be.
Yeah, but he'll find a way to make money. I mean, he was in a movie recently called 9/11.
Yeah, that's right. I read about that.
So I mean, he is working.
So he's working again. Okay.
But yeah, it's confusing to me, this whole HIV thing. You know, back in the 80s, it was like
it's a death wish.
You're gonna die.
You get AIDS, HIV, you're dead. And then it's like 7 years.
You know, Magic Johnson had it, and we're like, oh my God, he's gonna die.
In the early 90s.
Early 90s or so. And
he's still alive.
He's fine.
So that always mystified me.
Yeah.
How did he fucking make that happen?
I never really looked into it.
Because he's rich. He knows people.
Yeah.
Is there a cure out there that we don't know about?
I don't know if it's a cure, but I think it's like this, whatever Sheen is taking, it's somehow
slowing the process.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor.
Me neither.
I have no fucking idea.
But let's put it this way. He'll probably live to be like 75, 80 years old.
No fucking way.
You don't think so? He's not going to make it now.
No fucking way.
He's 52. 2? He might make it to 70, man. I'm telling you, this guy is unbelievable. How did he survive this far?
He smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
He still does. And
he does a lot of drugs.
He does. He still drinks, he said. Do you believe that? He says he's a recovering addict. He still drinks. And he said at the height of his drug and alcohol use, he said that before he left the house, he had to have 2 joints, and he would swig a whole bottle of vodka.
Right. I heard that too.
A whole bottle. He would go through at least 2 or 3 bottles a day.
This is the anxiety attacks that he,
holy fuck.
He struggles with it. I know that's hard to believe.
So you think it's the anxiety?
Yeah, man. And I get that. I've kind of dealt with that myself, not to that extreme, but I kind of get that.
He went Gary Oldman hardcore. 2, 3 bottles of vodka a day. The Gary Oldman diet. Not healthy. Gary Oldman said his tongue turned black.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He said that it mirrored the color of his jacket, which was black. Yes.
How does that happen?
I don't know, but he said you actually bleed from your asshole as well. That's what he says.
God.
All right? When you do that hardcore drinking, Shit breaks down in your body, folks. It's not good.
Wow.
There you go. Woo, anything next there?
That
Journey?
this kind of about wraps it up. I mean, as far as the most recent stuff, I mentioned he was in that movie 9/11 that came out last year. He is he's going to be visiting Australia in November of this year to have his first ever speaking tour. It's called An Evening with Charlie Sheen.
Oh, okay.
And,
That'd be pretty cool.
His publicist says it's going to cover his time on 2.5 Men and the blow up at the end.
Okay.
And he'll talk about HIV, and there'll be like open Q&A.
Well, that should be interesting.
Yeah. So it's hopefully a better rendition of that whole like my torpedo of whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh yeah, that thing that he tried to do.
Violent torpedo of truth.
Yeah, violent torpedo of shit.
So hopefully this is how he's trying to make money at this point.
Right.
And whatever roles may pop up.
Yeah, he'll grab some work when he can, and hopefully he'll stay on the right path as far as staying away from the hardcore drugs. Hey, if he has a beer from time to time, okay.
Hey man, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If the worst thing he's doing is drinking and smoking joints every now
right,
and then,
which I think
or
that's
every day, that's an improvement.
Okay.
That's sad.
It is an improvement
sad.
though, but it's not. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but I mean, in to the extent of a Gary Oldman type of diet, you know what I mean? That's still not good, but it's a better.
Oh, you got that right.
It's a better lifestyle than fucking smoking crack and inserting cocaine in your veins.
That's I still can't believe that. I never heard of that. Okay. All right. So as we wrap up this episode, there's a note I had down here that I wanted to point out as we slip away from Charlie Sheen and maybe look into his insecurities and what Dave mentioned, his anxiety issues may spawn the way he acts and the way he takes drugs the way he does. When he was a child in grade school, he had a stuttering problem. Really fucking bad. So bad that he would raise his hand in class to answer a question and nothing would come out. It was very frustrating. He was very insecure with the fact that he stuttered. He couldn't talk. He worked on it, and you will see him in interviews. He even says that he talks very fast because he's afraid he's going to stutter, and he's embarrassed, and it brings back memories of when he was a child back in grade school. So a little glimpse into Charlie's, he's sensitive about these things, and any kid would be. This was something he probably got picked on relentlessly. Not only probably from his classmates, but maybe even his brothers, too. I mean, that's going to happen. They're kids. Kids are fucking, they're rude. Sure. Adults, too. But, when you're a kid, it can really affect you in your progressions and make you feel different, stupid, okay? And that affects a child. Yep. And it affected him as well. Charlie Sheen, many issues. We discussed him today. A fascinating guy, and he brings a lot to the table like a Sean Penn did. It was hard talking about him too. Yeah. Charlie Sheen as well. Fascinating to talk about though, man. I mean, we got in a heated discussion about that declaration. I mean, this is some sensitive material. It's interesting, but you know what else it is? It's very touchy. We're talking about certain things people don't like to talk about. When you're talking about kids and sex or young adults and sex, people are like, no, we don't think about it, let alone talk about it. So when these things are brought up, no wonder it's not really investigated or talked about. People don't want to hear about it. They just don't. It's a hush-hush thing.
Yeah, well...
And for reason.
If it's a celebrity that gets busted for it, though, people are going to want to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good point. So we hope and pray that this stuff is not true.
Sure.
Charlie's just a weird, strange... He's an addict. A pretty bad one. Yeah. So, but you know what else he is? He's one hell of a performer.
He is.
He's funny. He's talented. His Platoon work, Wall Street, those are great films in the 80s, landmark films, classic films. Charlie did some great work. We have to appreciate that. This is the actor's room, and we're talking about actors that make us feel good about the art we love to talk about. Right, Dave?
Yeah.
I mean, here we are talking, and we are episode number 51. The show, it's going pretty good. I think a couple 52. Of days ago. Oh, this one's 52, right. Yeah. The first part was 51. A few days ago, the show... almost 200 downloads the other day. That's pretty big.
Nice.
Okay? We are going to reach 10,000 downloads of all time, probably within the next week, I'd say.
Nice.
So 10,000 downloads in a year, you know. Generation Y probably gets that every week. But hey, for us, we're just, we're progressing. And we're going to talk about advertising, upping the show in that area. We're going to have to probably do something with that. Advertise on a show, maybe. And can you think of anything else as far as advertising goes? Like, what else could we do?
Maybe better at social media and networking in that sense.
Okay.
I'm not good at that stuff.
I'm not either. I'm learning.
It's maybe a learning thing.
It's a slow burn.
For both of us,
But I gotta say, this episode was it was hard to do.
Because I was not looking forward to it.
And I was at first. Charlie Sheen's gonna be so much fun. Well, but in a way, it is.
Yeah, I learned a lot more than
you wanted to.
I wanted to. Like, I didn't know a lot of this stuff, and kind of wish I didn't.
Oh man. But it's out there.
It is.
You know what I mean? It is. And it's sad.
It's up to everyone else to do their own research and look into it more. And
yeah.
I'm sure we missed a ton of shit.
Oh, I'm sure we did.
There's probably so much that we missed.
Well, thank you, Charlie Sheen, for just entertaining us. Because he is truly entertaining. People can sit down and watch an interview with him during that whole meltdown thing and just be completely like, I'm sure their mouths are just open. Like, my wife Amy was on the couch. I'm playing this shit. She goes, "What did he just say?"
Yes.
That's what he does. Like, he's like, he shocks you. He shocks you.
Tiger blood.
Tiger blood. Winning. All right. Thank you so much for listening to The Actors Room, Part 2 of Charlie Sheen. It's weird. Sometimes I want to say Charlie. Like Charlene.
Charlene.
Yeah, all right. His name's Charlie, you fucking moron. All right, baby. Part 2 in the books. Thank you once again, The Actors Room. Visit the website. I want you to go ahead and pay attention to the website. I have a donate button on there. Want some more donations? That would be great. Thank you again. Put in that movie tonight. Put in Major League. It's baseball season. It's inspiring. It's funny. One of our favorites. And also 8 Men Out, another baseball movie that Charlie Sheen did. He loved baseball. So do we. Okay, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great day. God bless you. Have a good one.